Hello my fellow modded Minecrafters, my name is Anti-Electron and I'm here to give you a quick tutorial on one of the best early game power generation methods there is, and that is the gas burning generator from Mechanism. To start off, all you really need to do to produce plenty of power is set up a farm. And besides the farm itself, you'll need a couple other machines to help you produce uh, plenty of a plethora of power. First, you need the electrolytic separator, the pressurized reaction chamber, and a crusher. So let's go over here while I have a little setup over here to show you guys, and that is I'm using an Endurio farmer right here. You can honestly use any farming machine that you have in your mod pack, but right now I'm using all the mod 3, so I'm just making use of what I've got. You can honestly have this all set up using just Mechanism alone. So right here I have an Endurio farmer. I have it being supplied with bone meal just to speed things up, and it's a premium hoe because it's a limited durability hoe. Um, and I have it filled with seeds, so that will be producing our wheat that we're going to be using to power our gas burning generator. So one thing to keep in mind is that you can actually use most plant material for the gas burning generator. You can actually even use the seeds itself, but I'm just using the wheat right now until the seed area fills up. I would actually like to apologize ahead of time. There is something wrong with my commands in this pack right now. Whenever I try to set the time today to turn off the day-night cycle, it continues going, and my peaceful command is not working either. So I hope you don't mind, but I'll continue moving forward. Here I just have a power source and a source of bone meal right here, but you can also use your skeleton farm or whatever you may have to produce what you need from here. And then I have this pipe coming out of here and supplying these crushers with biofuel. Oh, sorry, I have it supplied with the plant material, but it's producing biofuel. You can use many different plant materials for biofuel, including saplings, seeds, um, melons, even the slime trees from Tinker's Construct. But whatever you have, whatever plant material you have, you can put in this machine and they'll produce biofuel. Some produce a few more than other, like potato or baked potatoes. Wheat is one of the best producers, so that's why I'm using that. Regular potatoes work as well. The saplings and seeds tend to produce a little bit less, so I just recommend using the actual plant itself. And so I have the wheat coming in here, and I have it being, the biofuel being stored in this chest here. So from the biofuel, you will actually need to pump. You need to pump it into a pressurized reaction chamber. Now, a pressurized reaction chamber does need a couple of other things to help it work effectively. You will need some water and you will need some hydrogen. Now, the hydrogen, I have it being supplied with an electrolytic separator over here. I have it supplied with water, and it will separate into hydrogen and oxygen. You can actually use either hydrogen and or oxygen to power the gas burning generator, but ethylene is the best producer. So right now I just have it dumping the excess of oxygen and then using the hydrogen in the pressurized reaction chamber. Um, and then from the pressurized reaction chamber, and you will combine the water, the hydrogen, and the biofuel. Let's go ahead and turn this on. If it pumps into this machine, give me a second. I need to change the config settings so that it will accept items from the back. There we go. Sorry about that. So I'll go ahead and turn these on. These machines are pretty loud, so I'll warn you right there. Let's make sure all these are accepting. There we go. So yes, the water and the hydrogen are used with the biofuel to create substrate and ethylene. You see we have 100 ethylene in there right now. Now the substrate can actually later be used to make plastic for Mechanism, but for now we are just going to use the, sorry my phone's a little crazy right now, we're just going to ignore the substrate and worry about the ethylene right now. Now you, of course, you can actually speed up these, upgrade these as well, so give me a moment while I find some speed upgrades. I'm going to put a full stack in each one of these. Just to make everything a little bit quiet. Let's see. Oh wait, There we go. Alright, so now it's a lot quieter. Alright, so as we can see, we are producing plenty of ethylene and substrate. Most likely you can just pump the substrate out of the PRC and store it somewhere else for later use down the line. But we're going to continue to we're just going to take this ethylene that we've produced and we're going to pump it directly into the gas burning generators. So let me go ahead and get that set up. And there we go. And as you see, there's already some hydrogen in here. Sorry, hydrogen. Alright, so as we said, I'm going to go ahead and pump the ethylene out of the PRC directly into the gas burning generators. Alright, so I got a hold of a configurator and I changed the configuration of the pipe to pull out. And as you can see, we do have these gas burning generators full of ethylene. They've already actually produced all of their power to fill up its internal buffer. As you can see, that's it did that pretty fast actually. Alright, so as you can see, these are full of ethylene right now. These are usually continue producing if you don't have any extra substrate in them. But they actually, I'm going to go ahead and run these gas burning generators. In order to see how much energy they can produce at maximum, I'm going to actually get a hold of some conduits from, actually not the conduits, the flux ducts. I'm going to get a hold of the flux ducts from the thermal expansion mod, or thermodynamics mod. So I'm going to use these once these allow for a limited transfer of energy. I'm actually going to do one at a time. And as you can see, this is a vibro capacitor bank that I have here. It's completely empty. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. And currently it's producing, let's actually go ahead and take off this limit. And so currently one gas burning generator produces at a max burn rate of 33, produces about 2496 RF a tick. Of course I got confused on the micro infinities from the new Ender.io update. But and of course if you have them all plugged up, you can produce even more energy, and they can continually stack. As long as you have a farm that can keep up with the requirements of the PRCs and the crushers, you will actually be able to further expand this energy to produce tens of thousands of RF a tick. Another thing I will actually show you is that you can actually use, instead of the simple crush, the 5 crushers I have here, you can actually use the crushing factory from Mekanism as well instead of this. And if you use a crushing factory, it will actually, you can create, you can crush multiple at a time. Let me edit these configs for you real quick. Let's output in the front. So you can actually, as long as you have a setup that can keep up with the demand of your machines, your gas burning generators, your PRCs, and your crushers, you'll be able to produce tens of thousands of RF a tick. And this is the early game. So these gas burning generators are super efficient. So let's try the energy conduits from Ender.io. I know these don't only let through 600 RF a tick, so let's say if you only needed, let's say if you're not using that much power, you use this. Notice how the burn rate is hovering at about 8 or 9. Because it only allows through that much energy, the gas burning generator will not burn more energy than it needs. And there you go. Sorry I had to cut a video a little bit short here. My recording software decided to have a bit of a heart attack. But I do thank you all for joining me for my very first Minecraft video. I hope to make some more in the future, and hope you I also found this information helpful. Thank you very much for joining me again. My name is Anti-Electron, and I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.